Hey everyone, welcome to Adventures in Everyday Cooking, where every day can be an adventure in your kitchen. My name is Heather, and today is another 12 skills video. This is video number 4 in our 12 skills series, and this is going to be all about butter. Did you know that it is very economical to make your own butter, and it tastes fantastic, and you can flavor it any way you want. So today we're going to make a really special butter, but I'm just going to show you how easy it is to make butter. Now, have I ever made butter before? No. I mean, yes. Yes, I have on accident. I've never made it on purpose. So today, this skill is going to be something I'm learning alongside you. So if you are ready to begin this adventure, all we're going to need is some heavy cream and some spices. And this is going to be amazing. Are you ready to get started? Let's go. So one of the reasons I decided to use this as one of those skills is because in the grocery store this last week, I was buying butter and I could not believe the price of butter had gone up so high. So I thought, man, it would be nice if I could make my own butter. And I'm like, I'm pretty sure I have before on accident, but in the olden days, I just chucked because I was making something different and I was like, I don't know what I did, it split, I'm just gonna throw it away. We're not gonna do that today. We're actually gonna purposefully split this cream and make butter. So without further ado, let's get started. So I'm just gonna take a quart of heavy cream and I'm gonna put it in the bottom of my stand mixer. Now, could you use a whisk? I mean, you could, but this is gonna take a while. You also are gonna want the splash guard installed because this makes a downright mess when you do it. So we're just gonna lift up, make sure everything is ready to go, and we're gonna get that started. Now, I am gonna stop this every so often and I'm gonna show you the consistency as we go. So I'll probably stop it as soon as I start to see maybe soft peaks form, show you what soft peaks are. When we get stiff peaks, I'm going to show you what stiff peaks are, and then just keep going until we get butter. And this could take, I'm not even going to guess because I've actually never purposefully made butter. So stop chatting, start going. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and stop. I'm gonna show you soft peaks. So check this out right here. This is a soft peak. That means that when you turn it over, that it actually curls. See how that curled downward? So here we have reached soft peaks. We're gonna keep going until we get hard peaks now. And only a few seconds later, we have achieved hard peaks. So I'm gonna dip my spatula in now and check out the consistency of this. This one, yeah, this is not going anywhere. It's definitely stiff unless you shake it off of your spatula. Who does that? I do. And now we will go again until it splits. That might take a little bit longer than it did from soft to hard, but it won't be long. All right, at this point, I feel like I want to scrape down the sides because a lot of that cream is getting stuck to the sides. So let me just stick my spatula in here and get that creamy, buttery goodness. Now, some people are like, really, you only make butter out of heavy cream? Which heavy cream makes whipping cream. Yeah, that's why whipping cream is so terribly good and horrible for you. All right, now that I have scraped, we will get it started again. I don't need this anymore because now we have such a thick consistency, it's not gonna splash us. I say that, but as soon as it splits, it's gonna start splashing. So just kidding, I'm gonna put that on. Let's go. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and take this off and we are nearing the split stage. See how it's starting to look a little bit crumbly? That is a great sign. And at this point, I'm gonna go ahead and add my salt. You do not have to add salt to your butter, but I am. So I'm gonna use about a whole teaspoon of salt in my mixture. And then let's go. All right, and I feel like I need to scrape it down once again. Okay, here we go. Oh, we're achieving some separation. I think I'm gonna scrape it down again because it's starting to look a lot like butter, but I don't have any whey forming yet, which is, I don't know if I'm doing something wrong or if I'm just not there yet, because I have no idea how long it's gonna take us. And we've been going for about 15 minutes now. Onward and upward, right? It's all an adventure. Here we go. Oh, I'm starting to see the water. Okay, let's check out what's going on in here. Look at that. There is the water or the whey. Wow. So I think I'm gonna let it go for about another couple, minute or two, and then we'll move on. Okay, I'm pretty sure that's it. It has congealed and it is butter. So check out this. Yep, I'm pretty sure that's the butter that we're talking about. Okay, in just over 15 minutes, we've got butter. Now it is time to strain off the whey and press the butter into a mold of some sort. Now what we're going to do is we are going to strain off the whey. So let's get look at that butter. That's amazing. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna push as much butter down here as I can, and then we're gonna strain out the buttermilk. Yes, this is buttermilk, and this can be used just like buttermilk in any recipe. So what I have in this jar is my straining bag for the cooking blender from Pampered Chef. And the reason is because they wanted you to use a cheesecloth or something. And I know for a fact that using my bag for straining the nuts works perfect for cheesecloth. So there's no reason I wouldn't use that. And I'll put it in one more time just to make sure I get all of that buttermilk out. And ooh, what buttermilk recipe should I do? Biscuits. We're in the South, might as well. All right, I have a bowl here and I'm gonna take out all of our beautiful butter. Wow. And set it into that bowl for just a moment while I drain out the rest of the buttermilk. And voila, buttermilk. Biscuits are coming. All right, but let's deal with our butter here. So now we're gonna take a bowl of water and we're gonna rinse off all of that buttermilk, because we actually don't want any of that buttermilk in our finished milk. Now, if you feel like your butter is getting a little bit warm, you can add ice to your water. My water's pretty cold, so I think it's gonna be okay. But we're just gonna rinse it off, and then I'm gonna pour my water over here. And I'm actually going to get a little bit more water just to make sure it's nice and rinsed. All right, and I am happy with how rinsed it is. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna wipe out this bowl of any remaining buttermilk. Then I'm gonna get together our seasonings for our herbed butter. So now that we have it well rinsed, let's go ahead and I'm gonna put it back into this cloth, which is like a cheesecloth, and we're just going to make sure that all of the whey is squeezed out of there. We definitely want it all out of there. Looks like it's good, so we're gonna rinse it in there. Okay, now let's season this butter and make it into herbed butter. So in the bowl of my stand mixer, we're gonna put that butter once again. All right, and let's go ahead and install this onto our mixer, and this time we're going to use the paddle attachment instead of the whisk, because we don't need to whisk it anymore, it's already butter. So to this mixer we are going to add 1 tablespoon of chives, 1 teaspoon of rosemary, and 1 teaspoon of garlic. We're also going to add about 1/4 of a teaspoon of salt and pepper, or to your taste. And last but not least, a little bit of lemon juice. So we're talking like half a teaspoon or so. All right, and now we're just gonna mix it up. And it won't take long. Just make sure when you look down inside there, you see everything all nice and mixed together. All right, we're in the home stretch now. Here we go. Let's get our butter out. All right, here is our beautiful butter, our herbed butter. All right, let's get this out of the mixing bowl and onto some parchment paper. And before I roll it into a log or anything, I'm gonna taste for seasoning. All right, so I'm gonna take a little bit of this butter we've just made, spread it onto my bread here, and let's taste. Oh yeah, I could eat that with a spoon. Ooh. One little thing that I will mention, I kind of wish the rosemary was in smaller pieces because I don't know if you can see, there's little rosemary sprigs, and the mouthfeel of the rosemary sprigs is fine, but not ideal. I mean, it's still amazing. Like, I would not complain if someone served that to me. I would just be like, oh, I've got twigs in my bread. That's fine. But you could get some ground rosemary or even grind it up yourself and put it in there, but oh, that's really good. Okay, so what I'm gonna do here is I'm going to wrap this into a log somehow. I'm gonna have to get my hands in it, I just know it. Even though I've washed my hands 700 times already, it's fine. We're just gonna do it one more time, do it quickly so I don't melt it because it is butter and it's room temperature butter at that. Okay, looks good. Now I'm gonna take my parchment and I'm going to wrap it around tightly and roll it so that it's in a log shape maybe. That way when I go to cut it later, it's in a round instead of a, you know, like a log shape. Then I'm gonna twist my ends like this and twist my ends like that. And there we have it. I have just made herb butter. That is great. This is definitely a skill I appreciate knowing. Like I mentioned at the beginning of this video, I have never done this before. I just knew the idea of it, and I knew that I'd accidentally done it in the past, so I knew it couldn't be that hard. But ideally, you would keep this in the refrigerator. You can also freeze this to make it last longer. And I think if there's ever a butter shortage, you and I will know how to make our own butter now. And that is pretty darn exciting. I mean, it doesn't take much these days to get me excited. This skill is amazing. All right, you guys. Well, are you gonna make your own butter? If you are, leave me a comment. And if you have made your own butter before, please, please, please give me your ingredients that you used for your butter, because this is just one set of ingredients, but you can really make tons of herbed butter. In fact, you can make pumpkin butter, like actual pumpkin spice butter or cinnamon spice butter or something like that. I've never done any of that before. I've only made herb butter and you just saw me do it. So if you have a recipe, let me know. I'd love to try it out. Otherwise, you guys, this has been a great adventure. I'm glad that you joined me and I hope you'll join me on the next one. See you later. Bye.